Recently, I finished my first ever playthrough of Portal 1 and Portal 2, such fantastic games, but there's still some stuff to do, and today we're going to be doing those things. In this video, I will be finding secrets within the Portal 2 world that I missed on my first playthrough, just a few little things like nooks and crannies that I didn't get to find in my first playthrough, and also we're going to be watching some trailers at the end of this. We're going to be looking at some videos narrated by Cave Johnson. There's also a Super 8 playable teaser that I got to play later on as well, and honestly, I got to listen to some developer commentary, not all of it, just some developer commentary here or there, and discuss that as well. It was honestly a really great time. Now, in the first part of this video, part of it's not there, about 30 minutes of it is not there, and that's just the first secret, don't worry, it's just the first secret. But it is a thing where like a few replayed levels aren't there either, but the rest of it is all there. It's pretty much just a thing where I recorded this in separate sections, and I can't find the audio part of this where it's my reaction. I don't know what happened. It's very rare for this to happen. I don't know what's happening. I'm like looking into it, I'm looking at the dates, looking at everything. I cannot find it for the life of me, but the rest of it is all there. The first secret is not, but the rest of it's all there, and all the reactions to the trailers. And just as a quick note before we go any further, I will be starting my Half-Life playthrough this week. It'll be up publicly on YouTube at the same time as it usually is on Friday, and it'll be up on YouTube members and on Patreon tomorrow evening as of this video that's been recorded right now. I also want to give a big, massive thank you to Malcolm Conde, a patron who put together a list of secrets that I could find in a very nice document that had like nice pictures and all this stuff as well. It was actually like really nice. It was really well presented, and honestly it helped a lot with this, so thank you very much for that, Malcolm. Okay, so this one is I remember this being fun. It took me a bit of time to figure out. Oh, hello. But it's actually not that bad. I have the volume down a little bit for me as well, because again, it's one of those situations where I'm not gonna be able to, you know, I don't want to make this just like retreading the story type of thing. But it is one of those situations where I know people have asked if we could do... How do you crouch again? It's this, isn't it? I know people have asked, like if we can do like the extra dialogue that I missed or whatever. And the reason why I'm probably not going to be doing that is... it's one of those things that if Portal was like the only thing we were doing, I could definitely do that and it'd be fine, 100%. But the thing is, with this series, it's that it's one of usually 3 or a few series that's going on at every given time. So it's like if I could devote my time all, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, seeing all the missing dialogue would mean to have to go through like all these things, wait around the boss to try and see like what the extra dialogue is. I guess it would be cool 100%. But the timing of it just doesn't work out for me. Oh, why did I do this? I could just, yeah, I can shoot there. The timing wouldn't work out for me personally. And it's not a thing where like I'm against the idea of like getting extra dialogue. But one of the things that happens,
it's right here in your file.
Subtitles aren't on.
It looks fine, but right here a scientist has noted that on you it looks stupid. Well, what does a neck-bearded old engineer know about fashion?
There it is.
Probably. Oh, wait, it's a she. Still, what does she know? Oh wait, it says she has a medical degree in fashion from France.
It's a great line. I turned the volume up again. If you wonder what that pause was earlier, because I was like, nah, I want to hear stuff, you know, just in case. But yeah, like I know that like some people were like, oh, you missed this dialogue, you just missed this dialogue. Some people were like very pleasant about it, 100%. Some people were like kind of just like, you know, like, how did you miss this dialogue? And like, I hate to break it to you, like, you know, if you were, you know, I'm not trying to ever call anyone out in terms of like someone else's playthrough, because that's really rude. But I don't see how someone could get every piece of dialogue on the first playthrough. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like they would have to do this thing, like randomly pick like choose a reason to like stop, and like they're fighting like an enemy or running through a thing, and they'd have to go, oh, sorry guys, gotta tie my shoelace for a second. Wait, there's hidden dialogue here. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. So again, I do think it's cool that they have hidden dialogue as well. Oh, You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. Again, that's not me calling anyone out, by the way, because I legit have not seen anyone's playthrough of Portal, so I don't know how that could go. I could be just completely wrong, or maybe people stumble. Again, I guarantee you people stumble across hidden things. I do that all the time in games. Literally playing RE9, I found a secret yesterday that I was actually like, whoa, how is that a thing? I didn't even realize that was a thing. So like 110%. You can find secrets, but like all the hidden dialogue just ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? At least for me personally. Maybe I'm just not. You might say like, "Well, Calvin, that's a you thing." 100%. I want to make it clear. I don't call out other people or you. So it's like one of those things. I don't know of how people found it. Maybe people did find it naturally. I just can't see in my mind how. You know. So maybe it is a thing where like people are gonna be like, "Actually, Calvin, this YouTuber did, and he did it all naturally, and then I'm an idiot." And if that's the case, that's fine too, you know? I just don't see it, to be honest, you know? Because I know there's like a thing with, because someone was telling me about this idea that I think is really, and I've really thought it was a funny thing, by the way. Someone was telling me that there's like a thing with, playthroughs. They told me this a while back. They were like, because in a game when I have to look something up, in any game I play, and it was just recently, just in Ace Attorney, I usually have to go, I'm looking this up now, okay? I don't know what to do, so I'm going to look it up, right? Off the top of our parents, remember that stuff there? I don't know what to do, so I'm looking it up. And the thing is, like, I was told about this, like, phenomenon with some, and I think it's so funny actually. Like, so I hope it doesn't sound like me being like, "F these guys." I think it's funny.
So I'll just give you a hint. It involves meeting two people.
Yeah, this is a very funny trick she played on us as well. I think it's a very funny thing, by the way. So I hope it doesn't seem like I'm being mean. I think it's very comedically, like, it's hilarious. Like, people will do this thing where they go, I don't know how to play this, and then they pause and they come back and they go, wait. Hold on a second. The bippity boppity skippity boppity. But for me, like, I like literally will pause sometimes if I'm not talking. That's happened in Portal 110%, so I can't say much with that as well. But if I ever look something up, and people have been around this channel for a while, I can tell you, I'm not ashamed. I don't care. I don't need to seem smart. So I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna look this up, guys. See you in a minute, you know? 100%.
With vacuum tubes such a big part of Portal 2, we designed the new elevators to work within them. We liked the idea that this made the player feel about as important to Aperture as the cargo moving through the tube, and it also gave us plenty of opportunities to show how the system could go wrong, such as when the tubes get blocked or when cargo rains down on the elevator. The videos began as attempts to visualize some of GLaDOS's dialogue, but they evolved into a means of relaying information about the larger world of Aperture.
Very cool.
It seemed very likely to us that Aperture would boast to the test subjects about the devices they were testing, and show them the clever ideas they had put into the products. The videos also served as a reward for completing the test chambers, and a way to make the elevators visually different from one another to prevent repetition.
So they're talking about like this stuff here, like with the kind of, it looks like a conveyor belt and there's something going wrong, there's them falling over. Maybe they're also talking about the tubes later on as well. I do like that idea that they're trying to like make you feel what Aperture is like through like visual storytelling. That's a really cool idea, honestly. Really cool. So this is the particular one where I thought that we had to go through this glass here, but actually it's something to do with this, I believe. So let me just read into this and see what this says here. So it says, this is the room you spend time trying to find a secret. To find it, load it into test chamber and get into chamber 16. Once in there, get the laser. So we have to reflect the laser at the machine in there. That makes sense. Okay. It is like legitimately a thing where like I thought there was a secret from here just because GLaDOS was saying to us, and it's actually like, you know what's actually really clever in a way, and I'm not saying this is maybe it's not intentional, maybe it is, who knows, but I genuinely think it is a very clever thing that they had GLaDOS like reference the idea of there being a secret here right before this. Or not being a secret, that there was a surprise, and I thought there was a surprise here. I don't think it's intentional, but it's what changed my mind on this perspective, where it was like, there's a secret here, you're gonna find a secret, and then I end up like, oh, we shouldn't press that yet, and I end up like searching for a secret. She didn't say we're gonna find a secret, she said you're gonna find there's something in here for you, so I was looking for it. So I don't think that was intentional, but like in a way it's kind of cool that like unintentional stuff leads you to like, you know, almost finding secrets, I guess. But I didn't find a secret, and that's the point, isn't it? So how do we reflect this? How do we do this? Oh, that makes perfect sense, actually, yeah. So if we shoot that there, shoot this here. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually, yeah. And then shoot this here, we'll find the next secret.
There you are.
Oh no, what am I doing? We have to reflect. Am I silly? Me trying to reflect his laser. Again, even in these times, Calvin will still find a way to be a little bit silly. That's so cool. So what's so interesting about this as well, and I will give the developers so much credit for this as always, we thought there was something that we could do here with this place, right? And now here we are. What? 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 Do you hear that? What was that? Do you hear them playing music? Where is it? Is it just the radio? Why is it so loud here? Because it's the audio again, isn't it? They always do that to me. No, not headphones, please. Did it change again? Now the music's not playing at all. Why did the music stop? That's interesting, right? The music just stopped? I wonder why. Oh man, are these all the scientists? What does it say? Reality? UNM reality? Reality? Or rare reality? A numeral. What the hell is that word? Numerality? There's like equations on the wall here as well. Okay, is this the secret we're supposed to find? If so, let me check the kind of guide here so I know where if that's what I had to find. Maybe that's what we just had to find was this thing here. Again, it's one of those things where we have like a lot of like resources here. People are clearly camping out in here as well. I wonder if a lot of the scientists were hiding. What is it? What am I just reading this wrong? UNM rarity? Rarity? Rail? It says rarity, right? Royalty? Is that an O and an I maybe? Instead of just like a bad A? O and an I, royalty? Royalty. Is that? I don't think it's an actual word, is it? Reality? Let me check. UNM. Yeah, am I? Maybe I'm just being dumb, but I think the good thing we have here is the image here of the bodies piled up on the ground. Anyway, it seems like all the scientists, like, you know, dead one after the other, right? But there's some machines here, it seems like, too. There's equations here. What does this mean? There's like a planet there as well, so I wonder if it is something to do with the moon too. The music was playing, but then it stopped when I changed the speaker stuff. Maybe if we go out and go back in, it'll play again. What was that music? That's so weird. Did I stop the music somehow? What was that music? Was it these guys? We can't restart. If I missed it and it's something I did miss, I will like maybe look it up or whatever. Okay, so the next one we have to go to, I believe, is 17. I don't know what that wall fixture means, but it's pretty crazy. What was that? Why did the... And the music stopped as... It's so weird, man. If I die, it sends me to the start of this level again, right? Hold on a second here. Right, I think it sends me to the start of the level, right? If not, I'm going to be very sad. They wouldn't just make you redo the whole sections again. So let's see if we can hear that music again.
After this next test, telling you would spoil the surprise. So
Right?
I'll just give you a hint. It involves meeting two people you haven't seen in a long time.
Sure. I'm gonna go in again because I'm so interested in what that sound was. So again, we'll bring over this and bring over this again. I don't mind taking my time, by the way, guys. Since we're finished the game, there's like no pressure for me at all. Not that there was any pressure before, but like right now, it's like there's minus pressure. I never put pressure on myself with these things, and right now I feel minus pressure. So I'm not really forcing myself to get anything crazy here. I'm just having a bit of fun. You know what I mean? 100%. Yeah, what is... Can you guys hear that? Is that just the different robots singing? Like, you hear that? I'm worried about changing the audio again just in case. So you think it is just like turrets somewhere singing? Like, because we know they can do opera. Probably because maybe this was a hint that they had more of like a consciousness than we thought even. Maybe. It's strongest around here. I can't see anything if I'm supposed to see something. Can you hear this? It's so eerie seeing like these bodies piled up and that music in the background. But it's so interesting to me, man. It's gorgeous but scary, but like beautiful but terrifying. It's coming from here. Someone's playing music in this general direction. I think it might be just like a hint at like you hear someone singing and you don't know what it is at this point, right? But then later on you see the opera, maybe. So I think the next one we have to go to is the next area anyway, so we can head there now. So we need to keep that there. I can still hear it faintly. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm just seeing things. What was wrong with me? See, now I'm going to be hearing things all the time. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is going to be, I think, in the next area. So that's fine. Yeah, that was really eerie. This song is scary too. This scared me the first time for sure. Oh, okay, so there's a secret area in the next area. Let's see if we can get to it.
It says this next test was designed by one of Aperture's Nobel Prize winners. It doesn't say what the prize was for. Well, I know it wasn't for being immune to neurotoxin.
So this area here, by the way, that's very much it, 110%. So I remember this one for being an area that we can like truly find out, but I think we just have to climb up maybe. So if I go here like this, I don't even know if we have to complete this level, honestly. So if I go here like this and just pass by here, that it's so crazy that this is something that's easy access, but I didn't find it. I think it's one of the things when you're so focused. What's behind here first? Really cool stuff. Look how easy that was. I'm gonna turn on the other speakers just to, I'm worried about like breaking again. What is that? There's water up here. So, oh wow, there's commentary up here. This thing, like seeing, only not with my eyes. What? It's like seeing, but not with my eyes? What the hell? Is this us? What the freaking hell is this? Tenacity, that's us. That's our tenacity. The bell invites. Here's the turret for it is a knell. So wait, the turret is like a knell that summons them to heaven or to hell. That summons you to heaven or to hell. So when you hear the look at this, like you hear the turrets, it's like a bell that summons you to hell. Is that what they're saying? This is definitely us then, right? Our tenacity. I wonder, was he still drawing the stuff, the doctor from the comic book? Look at all these. Are these all mugs? Bro, some pretty mugs here, but that means there's either multiple people here or dude was going crazy. Right? So I think, obviously, to me, if this is about the turrets, because look at this, the tenacity there is reaching that, then it's saying that, like, when they hurt, like, the turrets were killing people, the machines were killing people. Like, it really probably felt like it was like a death knell. Let's see what this has to say. What? 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 Is that the death knell? What the frick is that? And it stays active through this whole thing? That is, I don't know what that is, but that's mind-numbing. Okay, the next one is chapter 4, the surprise/escape. Okay, yeah. So something I thought of actually doing myself here, but it actually makes sense that we have to do this. So we go into this again, we go into developer commentary, and we go into the escape, or is it the surprise? The surprise. Yeah, because we need to get to the point when we're escaping. I think escape is like after we've already escaped, I believe. So yeah, or we started to escape. So we have to get to the end of surprise, I believe. So this is just right after anyway, right? For sure. And again, I'm just having a really good time with this, man. This is really fun to come back to these levels. Chapter 4, the surprise. Oh, this is a big moment.
Surprise in 3, 2, 1. I made it all up.
Huge.
Surprise.
It's so crazy we ended up being like pals with
If
GLaDOS.
it makes you feel any better, they abandoned you at birth. So I very seriously doubt they'd even want to see you.
There we go again. I remember this one. I remember this one. This one I had a bit of trouble on for sure. For sure. How do we get out here again? Oh yeah, there's no glass. I did the same thing. So we go here. And we have to get over to here, I believe. No, sorry. We have to do this. To get over here. And we need to shoot this. And then shoot this over up here. And so we can do this. And we get 2 blocks for our trouble. Hey, I got two blocks for my trouble. Why do you keep saying trouble and not trouble? I mean, I'm just trying to add a bit of flair to my language. That's not a flair to your language. That's legitimately very dumb. It's not. I think most people would say trouble in the modern universe. I think you're insane. I think you're trouble yourself. Get 'em, boys. And all the trouble gang comes out. The trouble gang. So, and then after I do, well, we have to reflect these blocks back at them as well, right? So, we have to use this as like a shield, right, as we're doing this, I think. Well, there's a laser over here, so we have to get the laser reflecting as soon as possible. So, we need 1 cube already reflecting, I think, is it? Yeah. I'll take that. So if I do this and that. This one I'm like, I wasn't a big fan of when I first did it. I think it's just like, there's something about it just like wasn't like one of my favorite ones. Like when you do it, it's like if you feel accomplished, but I think it's just because it was just like, I don't know, a little obtuse in nature. I don't know, maybe just something about it just like it isn't like the most fun of all the puzzles for me, when I do think that like this game is full of just really fun puzzles. But some of them you're going to enjoy more than others, right? It's going to happen. Ah. It's going to happen, right? Stop shooting. Be a good boy and stop shooting. Thank you. What's the best way then of doing this then? It's well, we can kill him now if we go behind here. Right? No, that's blocked. You're getting blocked, buddy. Target lost. Or is it lost? You're lost, buddy. Yeah, and it's not that like looking. Obviously, I had trouble on it as well, but I don't know what it is.
Tell you what, let's give your parents a call right now.
Stop it. Stop it, GLaDOS.
The birth parents you are trying to reach do not love you. Hang on.
Actually, effing great though, isn't it?
But impressive. Maybe they worked at the phone company.
I think it's just because like it's just a simple. It's like I don't know. It's very like there's not like I don't know what it is. There's just this puzzle's like not my favorite out of all of them. I think it's probably my least favorite one. To articulate maybe why I think it is, I think it's maybe because it's very like just like, you know, shoot the machine, you know, move the blocks. There's nothing as like, because like some of these ones are like exhilarating, right, and super creative. I think it's just maybe that just that one singular puzzle just wasn't my jam. Like when I saw this one even there, I was like, oh, I have to do this one, you know. It's so great that Wheatley will never betray us, you know what I mean? And this is what I was saying, like, you know, I've said this throughout the whole playthrough. Wheatley is a caring character. He is, like, he's thinking about us here in this moment, and this is when he was at his peak.
The old formula. Comedy equals tragedy plus time.
I've heard about this. We were talking about this formula as well.
For a while.
Oh, this one's sick.
Actually pretty funny when you do the math.
This one takes a bit of time, but it's sick. So, if I remember correctly, we're gonna send the block in different directions. Oh man, this one takes a while. So if I remember correctly, we use the momentum like this, right? And then when it goes back down, will it stay that way? we can shoot up here and shoot the orange so it goes up there. Right? Yep, like that. And then we can do the same with our bodies, believe it or not. We're gonna do the same with our bodies. Wrong direction. That's my favorite boy band, Wrong Direction. Okay. I'm not sure what my favorite boy band is. I'd probably say BTS. We need to get another block up there now as well. Which is not impossible. Believe it or not, we have to get that one up there. Same thing as before. Oh, too far, I would say. Some might say. Some might say you flew too far with momentum. So go tell that to... Oh. That not work? That's fine though, we can do it. You know what's so interesting now with this, like, I had troubles all the time, if you guys remember, about, whereabouts, there's a block over here as well, which is great. Thank you. Oh, we got it down. We knocked it down. Did we knock it down at the top? We did. Perfect. So how do we get this block again? I think it is just a massive amount of momentum again, maybe from this side over here? I think so. Perfect. But I think I'm not even messing up the... I'm probably famous last words when I say this, but I think I'm not messing up the different portal sizes this time around because it's more calming. Like there's I feel like again that we know the story, we know everything's happening, we know what to do with the puzzles. So I feel like I'm not messing up the blue and the orange like I did all the time last time. Which, you know, fair enough. That makes sense. So we have to do this again. I've been standing at the station. Perfect. And then when we hit that, it has to hit over there. Right? Well, let's do everything in time so we know what to do so we don't get confused, right? That's what I say. Tip number 25 for Calvin. There we go. Bam. And then we do this to head over to that one there like this. Like that. Perfect. So we have to get up there. And the only way to get up there is through demon time, which is difficult. I don't know what a demon time is. I'll figure out what when I'm there. Okay, so send the block there first. Well, sending the block there is going to be hard, isn't it? No, it's not at all. I wonder how to send the block up there. I'm on fire is incredibly sad. Yeah. And then we have to use momentum again. This is actually done. Once you know what to do, like these puzzles, honestly, you can say it about anything, right? Like, you know, when you're like, once you know what to do, this isn't that bad. But like, I think it's one of those situations where when I watch a live stream or something, like one of the things that like will put me off so quickly is like when a live streamer like is struggling on something for a while and then instead of like embracing the triumph afterwards, they might go, once you know what to do, it's actually not too bad. It's like, yeah, that's the same with anything in life. Once you know how to like fix the fence, it's not too bad, you know? it's the same with everything. That I sound like I'm attacking live streamers today with my opinions, but it's more just like what I have a preference for, I guess. It's just like,
I thought about our dilemma,
you know,
and I came up with a solution that I honestly think works out best for one of both of us.
actually, I want to make clear. Someone saying, oh, that's not so bad once you get into it. I do that too. I want to make it clear. I've done that in the past. What I mean more is when people will blame the game afterwards and be like, you know, it's not hard. It's just like, you know, once you know what to do, it's not hard. The game's just being silly about it. You know, that's what I more mean. I more mean when people go like...
Federal regulations require me to warn you that this next test chamber is looking pretty good.
What I mean
That's
is like
right.
Okay.
The facility is completely operational again.
What I mean more is the creators that will say something like they'll be struggling on a test, they'll struggle on a boss for like 2 hours. And then even though they still haven't even beaten the boss, they go like, I know what to do. It's not hard. Once you know what to do, it's not hard. And it's like, dude, just it's okay to say we're struggling. It's okay to struggle. You know, we all struggle on stuff, you know? It's fine. It's okay. Oh, this one's really fun. I forget how to do it though. I think it's this. I don't know why I'm doing music for this. It just makes sense, I think. Will you stop that? That's very bold, laser. How do we get this one then? I think there's signs of these guys singing everywhere. Huh. I forgot how to do this because I remember you also have to get the one in the corner there, so. How did I do this last time? I know we have to use this laser too, so it's not like it's... No? No, okay. I think we have to do that. Sorry, me singing Rendezvous by a Hoof. Yeah, I think I have it. Actually, I'm not sorry for singing Rendezvous by a Hoof. Oh, because I blocked it off. Jesus, how do you do that? Oh, yeah, like this, yeah. So really we have to do this one there like this. The music playing in the background as well, huh? Yeah, that's a fun one.
I think these test chambers look even better than they did before. It was easy, really. You just have to look at things objectively, see what you don't need anymore, and trim out the fat. I've got a surprise for you after this next test. Not a fake, tragic surprise like last time. A real surprise with tragic
it's escape.
consequences. And real confetti this time. The good stuff. Our last bag. Part of me's going to miss it. But at the end of the day, it was just taking up space.
Lights go out.
What's going on? Who turned off the light?
Or there's commentary here.
Hey, buddy, I'm speaking.
The breakout sequence here was originally a lot longer, involving Wheatley talking to you in a horrible American accent, assuming GLaDOS can't hear him.
Okay.
Simultaneously, we'd have GLaDOS commenting on the entire ridiculous exchange because, of course, she can hear him. When we playtested the concept, every player made a beeline for the open.
Yeah.
So we either had to ditch all the dialogue or figure out a reason for the player to stand around for 5 minutes, even though they could escape at any time. We ditched the dialogue.
And that's the thing, it's like, that's the reason why you will miss dialogue sometimes too, is like, you're not gonna always just stand around, right? For sure.
Okay, quick recap. We are escaping. Alright, that's what's happening now. We're escaping. So you're doing great. Just keep running. Quick word about the future plans that I've got in store. We're going to shut down their turret production line, alright? Turn off our neurotoxin and then confront.
Okay.
Again, though, for the moment, run! Come on, come on!
The irony is you were almost at the last test. Here it is. Why don't you just do it? Trust me, it's an easier way out than whatever asinine plan you're...
Wait, where are you going? Where are you going?
Oh look, there's a deer. You probably
What the
can't
hell?
see it. Get closer.
The neurotoxin! So freaking cool. Is that what I had to find? Is that all I had to find? Or was there a way to get out of there?
Surprise for you after this next...
I can try and see if we can go through the door maybe, but I don't think we can.
Tragic
That's
surprise
really,
like
really,
last
really
time.
interesting. So GLaDOS will just neurotoxin you in that moment.
With tragic consequences. And real confetti this time. The good stuff. Our last bag. Part of me is going to miss it. But at the end of the day, what's going on? Who turned off the lights?
Hey, buddy. I'm speaking in an accent that is beyond her range of hearing.
He's watched too many TV
Look,
shows.
Metal Ball, I can hear you.
Run! I don't need to do the voice. Run!
Yeah, I'll just check. I'll see if I can do this.
Run! Come on, I'm closing the door. Okay, quick recap. We are escaping. All right, that's what's happening now. We're escaping. So you're doing great. Just keep running.
It's so crazy because this feels like a different game, but it was on important too, you know? Because it feels like there's like 3 games in one game in Portal. It really does feel that way sometimes. There's like this section, there's the Cave Johnson section, and there's a section with GLaDOS, so you're wandering around the place too in the later sections. It really does feel like 3 different games.
Why don't we just do it? Trust me.
I think that
It's
the
an
doorway
easy
here is
way
just to
out.
lure us in,
Asinine
right?
plan your
For
friend
sure.
came up with.
Wait, where are you going? Where are you going?
Oh look, there's a deer. You probably can't
Yeah,
see
it's just to lure us in, that's fine.
Get close.
Okay, Grant, that's perfect. Perfect, we got to see that. So the next test is something that was already informed of me of what I've already seen this as well, so I don't think we'll check this out, but I do know that the potato is belonging to Chell, which is something I found out through the comments, which again, it's one of those things where like I'm not blaming anybody. I know people have different rules for different playthroughs. I would have, it's one of those things, of course I would have find out this thing myself, but the thing I also said to people, hey, if I missed something, you can tell me if I've missed something from the past that's not going to come back up again in the future. So the knowledge we have now that Shell was using this thing here is something that like I didn't really know what to like make of, because again I didn't really know what to like even say about that because it wasn't really part of like the main story. But I will say that it means that this whole testing subject thing has been a thing since they were kids, possibly, or even teenagers. This has been their life. They've been here for a long time. And it means that this isn't just like a temporary thing. They've lived their whole lives here. And I think it's like a really, it's a really crazy, but like also like very sad thing to realize that like this has been a lifelong thing for the people who are doing these tests. It seems like they were raised here. To me, that gives the implication they were raised here, honestly, and it's terrifying. The next one we're going to is Chapter 6, The Fall. So this is a secret I think I missed. So this is a very, very important secret found by loading into the fall and advancing until you find the area where GLaDOS is a potato. I can't believe I missed this because I was trying to be observant during that moment, but I just wasn't, I guess. Oh, wrong. Pause. This game loads so fast. Huh? Did the game crash? The game might have crashed. The game did indeed crash out. But yeah, I remember like being like someone telling me that this could be a possibility that I could find something here, but I didn't end up finding it, of course. So we're gonna go to developer commentary, and I'm gonna go to what's it called? The Fall. So this is a great area. This is one of the best areas in the game. It's fantastic. I think the whole game is a masterpiece, but like the Cave Johnson levels are something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life as being something that like it's just such a well-designed area. Oh my god, we're here? So there's the bird with the potato that I didn't notice the first time because I was too busy being like, what the hell is happening? They flew away with GLaDOS right then and there. So I would usually cut some of this stuff out, but I actually have been having a good time playing through this stuff and seeing some of the commentary as well.
While making Portal 2, we explored our way through vast quantities of reference material. Inspirations included photos of NASA's Apollo and Shuttle programs, CERN's particle accelerators, both modern and obsolete, industrial robots, derelict Soviet space shuttles, overgrown temples, Brussels metro stations, seedy American motels.
Very cool.
Junkyards filled with rocketry equipment, Chinese apartment blocks under construction, Polish shipyards, neutrino detectors deep underground in nickel mines, corporate headquarters from a variety of eras, commercial nuclear reactors, experimental fusion reactors, rain-sodden book depositories in Detroit, peculiar cameras, forgotten space probes, you name it.
It's very cool. I think I underestimated how important reference photos are for anything. When I started doing art and drawing, it's so funny because like one of the things I always thought like, oh, reference photos, I don't want to cheat, you know, I don't want to cheat drawing. So I was just like drawing like things. Obviously I was drawing pictures of cartoon characters and stuff, but when I wanted to draw my own stuff, I was like, oh, I just gotta like, maybe I gotta like draw from memory or something. And then specifically, I remember talking to my friend who does art, and I'm like, what's the best way to like make your art style? How do you make your art style happen? You know what I mean? And eventually over time, she's like, my art style is legitimately just like an amalgamation of other people's styles and artist styles that I liked, and I adapted to my own and made my own way of things. And it's funny because I get like, I that's how I kind of like came to like my own art style. But what's so interesting as well is that like, I think that's, when it comes to reference photos, I think a lot of times people, you know, don't realize how much reference photos go into like this video game development. Because sometimes what happens is like people are like, oh, this reminds me of that, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of supposed to. It kind of is. Oh, this gives the feeling of that. Yeah, it kind of does give you the feeling of that, doesn't it? Are we just dropping down here, or where are we going? I forget what to do here. We might just be dropping down. Yeah. This is a masterpiece. And you know what's crazy as well? Where are we going from here? Here, isn't it? Yeah. This again feels like it's a whole different world, because Portal 2 is an experience like no other, where it generally feels like every part of the game, it feels like a whole different world, you know? It's amazing in that sense. Zoom in, zoom out. I see you looking at my PIC. I don't know who does that song. I know it was in Boys Planet. If you don't know what Boys Planet is, it was a game show, survival show, to find the next biggest boy band. And they did, in fairness, find 0 Base 1. So it's kind of like X Factor, but it's boy bands. Really fun stuff. Man, this is such a great environment, isn't it? Like, just like this is what I'm talking about. Like this whole area, the Cave Johnson section of the game, they massively created like such a fantastic ambience, like nothing else in the game. Still, I think about this when I think about Portal. I obviously think about all these areas, but I also think about like the Cave Johnson areas. Genuinely, oh, some developer commentary. We love a bit of developer commentary. Obviously, like I wouldn't mind later on, like in the year, going and doing all the developer commentary, but you know.
The size of the gigantic transition seal lock was a happy accident. We knew the connection between the old Aperture and the new Aperture had to be a big set piece. The first model built was about 5 times bigger than everyone expected, but people started to like it. We joked that it should be a bullet point on the Portal 2 box. Features the biggest door in games ever. We decided it would be fun to play with the player's expectations.
Yep.
And put a puny-looking door behind it, along with a few small props.
110%. So, again, this isn't me being smart. I always want to make this clear whenever I say this stuff. It's me just following what the developer laid out, like with breadcrumbs, right? That's just what what it is. When I saw, I want to make clear. Sometimes I get it wrong, 100%. Like, I'm not trying to say like I follow everything really well. Sometimes I get it wrong, 100%. But here, I remember at the time I literally was like, this is a very Portal-esque joke. It isn't. Oh, we have to do this in 3 seconds. Yeah, this is easy. We can do this. It's easy now that I did it before. But I don't think we had too much trouble with this, did we? Maybe, who knows. But I remember specifically being like, that's such a Portal joke to have like such a big door, you know, covering a tiny door. It's very Portal. It's very dry humor, you know. It's very Monty Python-esque, you know. I think Portal humor is very Monty Python-esque, you know, in some ways. It's just less it's weird to say that Portal is less absurdist sometimes, you know, but it's still very Monty Python-esque, I feel like, you know. But the scale of this area is fantastic. It's so incredible. Let me in. And we're about to hear Cave Johnson, I think, up in the next area, right? Cave Johnson. Oh, what a wonderful time to be Cave Johnson. Oh, more commentary. Lovely.
The lake map marks a total reset to the aesthetics and scale of the environment up to this
Yes.
point in the game. You come into the underground cave compressed, and as you progress further into the map, your eye is drawn upwards by the elevator tower, sparking cables, falling debris, and finally the test spheres, which recede vertically into nothingness. This looking upwards gives the player a sense of the vastness of Aperture before GLaDOS, and a visual sense of the daunting climb
Love
they will
it.
have to make to get back
Love
to
it.
Wheatley. The open areas encourage the player to explore their surroundings and take a break from the intensive puzzle solving of the test
Which we
chambers.
did. Can I say as well, though, again, this is why the developers are so good. They think about, like, and we did adapt to some of those things. One of the things I love that he said that I always think I mentioned when I was playing the game is the idea of the daunting feeling. I know, actually, you know what? I think we said it we all said it, like you guys were saying it too, a similar thing where we did say that, like, Blighttown, for example, the feeling you get when you go through an area feels daunting when you get out of there. But we didn't say how, like, when you look up here, yeah, it does make you feel the way. It's like, oh, this is going to be crazy to go through, right? Oh my God, we're going to have to go all the way up here. But I didn't think that at the time. All I thought about was what he said there, which is like the scale of this place, how gigantic this place truly is, what this place was like before, you know, the modern tech. And it's so cool how they, like, wanted to implement that. I think the developers are so good. I think they're so good. I really do. Hot take. The Portal developers are apparently good. Hot take, guys. I know you guys wouldn't be thinking of that, you know? Hot take. Wait, what do I do here? Again? Oh, pull the lever. I knew that. I was testing you guys. If you got that right, that's a Dora the Explorer moment.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Aperture Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians.
Does the audio change it? I maybe have to change in the menu or something. This is so weird. In the developer commentary sections, it breaks the audio for a second.
Now, you already met one another on the limo ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm
Cave Johnson.
I own the place. That eager voice you heard is the lovely Carolyn, my assistant. Rest assured, she has transferred your honorarium to the charitable organization of your choice.
Heck yeah.
Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Pretty as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas. She's married. To science.
You know what's so crazy about that there as well? Like, this moment here is such a instantaneous feeling of like, oh my God, am I not alone? For a second, for a split second, you're like, am I not alone? Then you realize, oh, it's from the past. And I think that's why this game got the isolation done so well, and the feeling of like claustrophobia sometimes, and the feeling of like being trapped. Because as soon as I heard a voice that wasn't Wheatley or GLaDOS, and I heard Carolyn and Cave Johnson, there is a feeling for a split second, for me anyway, where I was like, oh, it's a recording. You kind of get excited in a way. Not that like being with Wheatley and GLaDOS is not good, because Wheatley was a shining light for us and we lost that. So having someone else like almost instantly was a really amazing feeling, you know, for me personally. Oh, lovely.
This chapter gave us a great opportunity for visually telling the backstory of Aperture
Heck yeah.
Science. We accomplished this with signs, props, and materials. In this area, we get a glimpse of what Aperture Science must have been like in its heyday. We used rich, warm colors and materials like carpeting and marble to indicate that Aperture had a lot of money at one time. Cave Johnson and his staff were just starting out in their enterprise, and everyone was eager to do science. This stands in contrast to the stark, cavernous environment outside and the materials you see in Aperture Lab from later decades. As the player makes their way through more recent areas of the lab, the materials become cheaper, with an abundance of plastic
Oh, wow.
linoleum showing that Aperture had fallen on harder times and could no longer build high-quality offices for its
That's
workers.
sick. I don't think I picked up on the actual materials that were built in the areas. That's a really cool thing. The idea that, like, because again, this is fancy. It's fancy as heck. And it's the eagerness, it's the money, it's the budget, all this stuff. I don't think I picked up on that at all. I don't think I picked up on that at all. That's awesome. The idea that everything became less fancy and more... Because we actually, when you think about it, look at this wood framing, mahogany, you know, oak. And then, like, you go to the later area and it's kind of just a cubicle, right? Very, very interesting. Honestly, Really, really superb way of telling a story there, honestly. Yeah, no, just always impressive, isn't it? Always impressive. Okay, so we can zoom in over here. Blam. Wasn't it? Isn't there like a thing where we can use this to? Because we don't need the audios over here. We can just go straight for the jump, right? For sure. Yeah, we can just go straight for the jump. We don't need the audios. We know what it's talking about, putting coal in people's blood. Crazy stuff. Oh my god. I felt like I was actually going to miss that there. There's the pump station Alpha again, guys. Welcome to my home gym. Alright, let me show you around the place. Dumbbells, barbells, bell bells, baby bells for after when you get hungry, bells on your shoes, bells everywhere, you know, man, you guys get it. You guys get it. You can join the Pump Station Alpha for $14.99 a year. That's 14 grand 99 cents a year. That's all it takes. Pump Station Alpha. Why you call me a grifter? I'm not a grifter. I'm just selling what it means to be a man. I don't even know what a grifter is. Is grifter a type of creatine? Is that a protein supplement? Just so everyone's aware, I am making fun of grifters. I don't actually believe in the idea of like, you know, you gotta be tough, you gotta never cry. Ow. Just so everyone's aware, so we're all on the same page. By the way, that's not me saying someone's stupid, by the way. I hope it doesn't make it sound like that. But, like, legitimately, there are people in my community that English isn't their first language, and I welcome you and all this stuff, too. So sometimes, like, it's not they're not stupid, you know what I mean? But here's the legit truth, is that, like, sometimes jokes are different across different, languages, you know? What seems like a joke in one language might not be picked up on by me. You know what I mean? All the time. Like, you know, that happens if you're talking to someone else, you know? So I hope it doesn't make it sound... now it makes it sound like I'm saying, you're from a different country, so you don't understand my joke. I don't... Like, it's like a cultural thing. I don't know. Sometimes that thing. But honestly, I think people would pick up on sarcasm regardless there, so... This is so cool. It's one of my favorite platforming sections.
Science is built on the shoulders of giants. Not here. At Aperture, we do all our science from scratch.
Yeah, this excitement for the scientific aspect of it, right? For sure. Oh my god, the pump station, if I can feel it. Johnny, all you ever do is talk about your pump station Alpha now. Would you not talk about something else?
Let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel.
Love repulsion gel.
Control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative.
Similar to the way the student game Narbacular Jop became the original Portal, the paint mechanics in Portal 2 come from a student game, Tag: The Power of Paint.
Oh, okay.
The repulsion gel in Portal 2 is modeled after the bounce paint from Tag, but was redesigned to fit better within Portal. The original bounce paint always bounced the player at a fixed height and activated whenever the player touched the paint. We changed the repulsion gel to reflect the player's velocity such that they will bounce back up to the height that they fell from. This mechanic lends itself better to puzzles involving portals because players have to think about gaining and preserving height. We also changed the repulsion gel to only activate if the player jumps off of or falls onto the gel. This was done because players would often accidentally walk onto repulsion gel that they didn't see and then trigger an unwanted bounce. This was a particularly nasty problem in Portal 2 because the player couldn't get rid of paint once it was applied, whereas in Tag, the player can erase paint at any time they
Right.
want.
That's cool that they're thinking of that stuff as well. Really cool. I personally, the music here is awesome. I personally love the Repulsion gel stuff. It's actually like so fun to me. How do we do this again? We have to like hop. We have to hop up and somewhere press a button. Yeah, press a button there. See? I love the music for this stuff here. It's awesome. That'll pop up there. That's why you'll never find me like ever making fun of like games in the same way. Like, I don't like nitpicking games. I don't like being cruel to games for the sake of it. I just don't like it.
They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here. I can talk about the control group all damn day.
He was very enthusiastic. The reason I was saying that, like, I think that I don't like to nitpick games is like because I genuinely like think, man. And here's the thing, I want to make this clear, because whenever I say this, there's gonna be always someone that's gonna be like, well, sometimes games need to be like ripped apart. 100%. Some games suck, right? Some games are awful. Some games like literally did do like insult the player. Sometimes games like take advantage of the player's money and all this stuff. 100%. But I just think like when you hear the developers talking about this game and you hear how like Capcom developed their games, there really is like such a passion that goes into this stuff,
In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors.
Oh.
Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
Oh, there's a commentary up there. That's awesome. Okay. How did I do this now? Oh yeah, here. Yeah, there. And we drop down here whenever we get the chance. Yeah, it's very cool. And like again, I don't care if whenever people go like, oh, you're like, because I critique games. Anyone who watches my videos will know I critique video games whenever I can. But I always just want to do it in like a way that like is enjoyable for me, as well.
We had to come up with old-looking versions for all the important gameplay props, such as button panels, doors, cubes, basically everything the player could interact with. We came up with this fictional character, Janitor Bob. He'd be the guy who had to maintain all of old Aperture. A guy who doesn't understand anything about science, but can fix everything with duct tape and a screwdriver. He would use everything he could get his hands on. The result might not look pretty, but it would work. So whenever we got stuck designing props for Chapter 3, we'd ask ourselves, well, how would Bob build it?
That's really fun. That's a really like fun, like a small little detail there, right? Really cool. So I activated this here. And then we get to do super bounce. Oh, and then this is this, right? This is just so like fun. You know what I mean? There's so many creative aspects of this level, honestly. It's so cool. Like when they brought the gels and everything, which again feels like a different world. It feels like we're in a different location now. Like a different universe. That activated this, which will let us get to the exit a bit, right? I pressed the wrong thing, but it's okay. You know what I mean? When I got to these the gel stuff, it like opened up a whole new like feeling. when it came to this game. Like, it was a whole new
In case
world.
you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton.
Oh no. Does not like the human skeleton. Well, what can you do? What can you do? Problems galore, are we right? If you guys don't know, I will be starting a Half-Life playthrough that will be going up on Patreon tomorrow.
Let us know if you feel
Half-Life
a shortness
1
of breath, a persistent
and
dry
YouTube
cough,
members.
or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punched those numbers.
No, it's 2 speakers.
Calculator, it makes a happy face.
The happy face line is really, really funny. Here? It's so dark here. So cold. Is that right? No, here.
I like your style.
While re-implementing the paint mechanics from our student game Tag the Power of Paint, in the context of Portal 2, the biggest change we made was to exclude the paint gun. In Tag, our paint gun allowed the player to paint the environment freely in an abstract outdoor environment, but in our gameplay experiments, that was very difficult to constrain without contrivance in Portal 2's indoor spaces. It also changed the game's pacing significantly, since being able to run at high speed around a level covering everything in paint is a lot more fast-paced, energetic, and often scattershot than Portal's more cerebral gameplay. Perhaps most importantly, there is a certain elegance in the simplicity of manipulating all the game elements using only the portal gun. Adding a new gun would inherently add complexity and force us to start from square one training the player how to use this new tool instead of focusing on the game's namesake. Instead, we decided to use the established mechanism of the delivery tubes and have players redirect the flow of the paint with their portal guns.
That's fun.
This felt like a good compromise.
I think we were saying that as well, that like one of the best things about Portal is the simplicity, you know what I mean? Which it is, in my view. It's one of my favorite aspects about it is that it can be complicated enough and it can be really simplistic at the same time too, you know what I mean? But I think the simplicity is what makes it so fun all the time. We have to shoot over there. And then we just need to go through the momentum, right? So... yeah, just a really great... When I did that by accident, by the way.
Coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
I think I remember this one as well.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
Okay, so... What's up there?
I'm telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So,
Trace amounts.
If you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
So I'm trying to remember how I did this. I think we have to bounce at the wall somehow. Yeah, so I think we have to step up here like this. Yeah, so oh, that would have worked. That would have definitely worked. Right? Yeah. Let it drop down a bit there as well. So, but really we have to do this. That's the right way to do it. Not that there's a right way, but you know what I mean. And then, oh, I remember this one as well. This is very interesting. We have to go over here and get this goop again. By shooting here. And this is a big loop. Shoot some here. Don't know why. But I think it's all we have to do. I think we have to. How do we get over from? Oh, because we transition from there. So then we have to go. Is that correct? We bounce up onto that and then bounce up, I think. No, it's just platform under here. There it is. Okay, sorry. There we go. And I think it's literally just this, right? Yeah.
If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say...
One of the things that the student game Tag the Power of Paint didn't allow was painting of other objects, since this would have been too trivial in that game. In Portal 2, however, moving paint around became a puzzle in and of itself.
Sorry I played this
So
during
we
his
began
audio.
to create puzzles that depended on painting objects. Bouncy boxes and turrets were an obvious choice, and adding this mechanic extended our toolbox to include objects whose basic properties of movement could be changed by the player.
It's cool that it was made from a fan game though, right? Like that's actually a really cool idea, like a really cool thing. Like, you wanna come down? You can come here. Come on. There we go. Like a really cool thing, like, cause again, it shows like, again, like the Portal to me like comes from like a baseline creativity. Where like everything's so freaking creative from like the baseline of like, like, it's always like about the thought of creativity, right? And how, you know, it's not about the thought of creativity, it's about ideas is what I mean. Everything is like, feels like it came from something in like a really, really beautiful way, you know? And it feels like everything has a source of like, I know that's the same with any idea, but you know what I mean? Like you can like trace back these ideas and it's super, super fun to hear it this way, honestly. It's really, really cool. Like there's so much creativity in every level, and hearing where like they came up with the ideas is fantastic. I remember all of these, by the way. That's why I'm not reacting as much. I remember all of these.
Congratulations! The simple fact that you're standing here listening to me.
I'll let it pass it because it wasn't bothering me before, but I think it might bother you guys, and I apologize if it did.
CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, There'll always be a limo waiting for you.
There's the limo talk, right?
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem.
She is a gem. When he says
Newer
that.
and older versions of Aperture show their distinct personalities in sound as well as visuals. The doors, floors, and buttons, as well as soundscapes, reflect the aging, outdated 70s feel.
Mm-hmm.
The sounds contain hints of the decaying metal and wood. The newer but unstable Wheatley Chamber soundscapes become more foreboding and perilous the further you venture into them. The atmosphere of uncontrolled destruction continues to intensify till the end.
Love hearing this stuff, man. It's so cool hearing their thoughts on like how they wanted to make the player feel throughout this stuff, you know, and that's awesome to me. It's super, super cool. Let's go up here. I think I know what to do this now, but I might not. It's been a while. This one I remember I had having a bit of trouble with, but it's okay. Yep. The one I had a lot of trouble with turns out to be like, you know, because I think I said the last time, once you figure out the stuff, like obviously then when you come back to it, it's fine. You don't even 110%, but in the moment, like it's really hard to think of what to do, you know, sometimes. For sure. Here it is, the secret. So I got in here before, by the way, this area up here, but got it wrong. What I need to find, because again, it's one of those things where I could tell they were like trying to do something here.
I'm Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts.
There's the missing astronauts thing that I missed before.
Products we invented, but that other people have somehow managed to steal from us. Black Mesa can eat my bankrupt.
And he says bankers. See, can I say as well, like
You might be asking yourself, Cave, just how difficult are these tests? What was in that phone book of a contract I signed? Am I in danger? Let me answer those questions with a question. Who wants to make $60?
Me.
Cash. You can also feel free to relax for up to 20 minutes in the waiting room, which is a damn sight more comfortable than the park benches most of you were sleeping on when we found you. So, welcome to Aperture. You're here because we want the best, and you're it. No, couldn't keep a straight face.
I definitely noticed it now with the buildings.
Down there. In fact, why don't you just go ahead and not touch anything unless it's test related?
I definitely noticed it now with like the buildings having less quality in their structures for sure. Like this is something I didn't notice before, but it definitely is something now. So this is crazy, by the way. Absolutely crazy. That there's just a whole other area down here.
If you're allergic to peanuts, you might want to tell somebody now, because this next test may turn your blood into peanut water for a few minutes. On the bright side, if we can make this happen, they're going to have to invent a new type of Nobel Prize to give us, so hang in there.
So again, he's just trying any type of science, turning your blood into peanut water.
The average human male is about 60% water. As far as we're concerned, that's a little extravagant. So if you feel a bit dehydrated in this next test, that's normal. We're going to hit you with some jet engines and see if we can't get you down to 20 or 30%.
They were trying anything. They were trying anything.
All right, we're working on a little teleportation experiment. Now, this doesn't work with all skin types, so try to remember which skin is yours, and if it doesn't teleport along with you, we'll do what we can to sew you right back.
That's horrific. Texas Chainsaw horrific. What the hell? Huh? Borealis? What the hell is this? How do I get down here? Can I get down here? Is it possible? Because it seems like it's not possible, right? There's a stairs, but it's like it gives you an indication that you might be able to go down here. What the hell is this? Yeah, I think it's like I think maybe like they're not going to give us a whole other level like this, right? That's probably not going to be the secret. Is a whole other level this size. But oh man, Borealis. Borealis. And this was ripped off the hinges, by the way. I wonder, is there any way to get... I'm going to double check everything. I'm going to press it like circle as well. Yeah, I don't know. See the way the draw distance is? I think they don't want... There's no, like, not even to do any puzzles on there. I imagine it's just they want us to see that from there. That's really cool. And there's one last thing after this I believe you have to get. So we have to go up and get GLaDOS now. Before we do anything. This has been awesome, guys. It's been really fun. That was your fault, guys. I told you if I'm ever jumping in the wrong direction to tell me, and you guys just didn't tell me. I'm really confused why you didn't, because like usually you guys would tell me. Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong?
Could you? Ow! Oh, thanks. Did you feel that? That idiot doesn't know what he's doing up there. This whole place is going to explode in a few hours if somebody doesn't disconnect him. I can't move, and unless you're planning to saw your own head off,
It's so funny because I like.
you're going to need me to replace him. We're at an impasse.
I remember all of this dialogue. I not that I should remember the dialogue, but I'm saying like. I'm sorry if anyone's like waiting for me to react to it again. We have to wait for it to count down before I can do the commentary. Okay, I was about to do it again.
The character of Potatoes was actually the hardest one to crack
Potatoes
for
is
us,
official?
the last character to get recorded. We'd always wanted to switch things up for the sequel, so that GLaDOS would become your unwilling buddy cop partner against a new threat.
Love it.
But this ended up being far more entertaining as a concept than an execution. It's one thing to have an omnipotent villain chastising you while you're testing. It's quite another to have a little potato on your gun doing the same. Playtesters wanted to tear her off the gun, and we didn't blame them.
Oh, really?
So we were faced with the unsettling prospect of making dry, robotic supervillain GLaDOS more human
Oh.
and relatable. This ended up being one of the hardest writing jobs in the game.
Which is funny because they pulled it off amazingly so, because GLaDOS is very funny and very charming and in a very cute way sometimes when she's becomes Potatoes. So they really did a fantastic job, but it's interesting to think that, like, you know, they probably had her in a position beforehand that was ultra frustrating. Which again, I totally can get that idea of how that might work, because again, like, some people might be like, well, I would like to have GLaDOS insult me through the entire game, 100%, right? But then you have to understand that, like, you know, they're making games for like everybody, you know. It's one of those things that it's one of those things where, like, say Breath of the Wild, for example. I remember specifically they mentioned that they developed the game with the idea that they're like with people in mind that don't like playing games all the time. I thought this was always an interesting prospect, because you get a perspective on people that would get like annoyed more easily at game things that like we don't get annoyed at in Stuff Like This 2. And that's why I think that's honestly why that game is so good sometimes. But I love that they have this idea where it's like, yeah, would we have like been able to like, would we even like having fun with GLaDOS on our gun? In theory, yes. But I totally get the idea of maybe being frustrated at the idea of GLaDOS constantly just insulting us like every minute she could get. But it becomes like a much more charming thing that she's kind of like, again, our almost like a buddy throughout the game as the time goes on, you know? She's very charming.
The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60. Carolyn, are the compensation vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. Why did I just... Who is that? What the hell is going on here?
I remember the specific secret on how I got it wrong 110%, so we can definitely try this out.
The character of Carolyn came about because we wanted somebody for Cave to play off of. Though we had originally envisioned a put-upon scientist character called Greg, it would have been wasteful to hire an actor for just 1 or 2 lines. Instead, we hit upon the idea of economizing by using GLaDOS actor Ellen McClain. Out of nowhere, we suddenly had an opportunity for a GLaDOS origin
So
story.
sick! That's such a great thing to hear, isn't it? Like the idea that they became a GLaDOS origin story because it was like, oh wait, what if they're the same person? You know, not what the same person, but what if they have like the same kind of like, how do I say, what if her like personality was put into this facility and that's where GLaDOS got her personality? Which again, you could say same person, but I don't think it's the same person, right? It's more just like a transferring of like thoughts and stuff. But it's still very cool, isn't it? That's where they got it from. And sometimes like the best ideas come from that perspective, right? I'm not like some, you know, incredible creative, right, at all. I'm not gonna ever say that, like, you know. But I think we all know what it's like to have like ideas that really like come out of nowhere just from like happenstance. I think it's a really cool thing. How does this work again? We need to keep this here. Go through here. Right? And we're only using blue now, right? Because now I'm gonna get, I know I'm gonna get stuck here, right? We're only using blue. Yeah. Yep. And then we do this. We do that. We grab this. And then we can go back up here. And go there like this. Yeah. But I love that was just like accidental, right? For sure. And then we have to do the reverse thing again, don't we? Like, to me, like, what's so crazy about the GLaDOS thing is that it's not the be all and end all of the game, right? It's not. Like, it's not something that like becomes like the biggest part of the game at all. Oh wait, why do we have to do the reverse thing again? I forgot. There was like some reason we have to. Oh, I know. I think I know. That's the same way I died before. Well, this is secret time. I cut it out, but like there was a secret where GLaDOS and Shell both jump.
Did anything happen while I was out? The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60. Carolyn, are the compensation vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
I love that GLaDOS says at the same time there as well.
What the hell is going on here?
Man, I forgot, because we're in developer commentary mode, the checkpoints are going to be like really, really poor. They will be. And we have to deal with that, you know? That sucks. But it's okay, this is like the last secret we're getting anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Believe it or not, I'll live. We didn't even do that much anyway, let's... Oh, no. Mommy. He says that as he bashes his head off the wall. I should be more careful, to be honest. They warn you at the start that there's not going to be like save points, I believe, so. But then again, no, when you die in other places, you get like, no, they'd send you back to the start. What am I saying?
Compensation vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. Why did I just... Who is that? What the hell is going on here?
And I think there's like a relatability there for GLaDOS too, right? For the, when she starts getting very scared of everything that's happening too. It's like a situation where like you can kind of like feel her fear as well. Oh God, no, Calvin, what are you doing there, boy? Get home now, honey. What are you doing? Give you a clatter across the ear, Calvin. What are you doing? Back in my day, Calvin, we never even fell through the portals. The portals would fall through us. If you know what I'm saying.
The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60.
You know what I'm saying there now.
Vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. Why did I just... Who is that? What the hell is going on here?
Speedrun. Okay. Orange. Blue. Orange and blue. It all makes sense now. Huh. Honestly, failing at that part is just like, again, I want to make it clear it's all my fault. I don't want to ever make it sound like I'm saying that the game is doing anything bad. It is all legitimately like my fault when it comes to this. Now here we go. This time we're gonna go right down the middle, and it shouldn't be that hard. Maybe I should stop turning when I go there, you know? Okay, so now we have this, and we have to flick that switch. So to do that, we have to go reverse order upwards to get momentum. And it's actually super fun, I find. Stop. Stop it. Stop it, please. Okay. Yep. So it's here, I think.
Okay, I guess emotional outbursts require more than 1.6 volts. Now we know that. We just need to relax. We're still going to find out what the hell's going on here.
Hell yeah, GLaDOS.
But calmly.
See, even here she's being very supportive and cool.
Those people in the portrait, they look so familiar.
Carolyn! Cave Johnson and Carolyn. $60. Oh my god, we got to see Carolyn. That's so awesome. You know what's so cool about that as well then? Carolyn's in the frame for this one. She wasn't in the frame for the first one. He found Carolyn, and then Carolyn was gone by the next one. I think he probably already put her brain into the freaking system at that point. That's very cool. Very, very cool. And again, great storytelling. We go from happy Cave Johnson just by himself doing anything for science. Here we go to Cave Johnson with Caroline by his side, like ruling with his iron fist. You can't tell me she didn't agree with him. Look at him. Look at her. Look at that. You can't tell me she didn't agree with him. You know what I mean? They were like iron fisted. Look at the two of them. And then we had Cave Johnson by himself once again, missing Carolyn. What a great way of doing visual storytelling. That's freaking awesome, man. That was worth it so much, actually. I didn't even think this could be a thing. That's so cool. That's so, so cool. And that's, I believe, this, at least that's the ones on my list, and I thank you very much, Malcolm Condé, patron, for doing that for me. There is Super 8. Are these the promos that people want me to see? Let me see. I think so. Okay, we can definitely see this, so let's try this. Check it out. Oh, I did not mean to click on that. Sorry, guys.
Cave Johnson here.
Oh, that's so sick.
Every time I look at our test chamber production line, I am reminded of my father. Now, he wasn't a scientist, just a simple farmer, a professor of farming at the local farm college. Never farmed a day in his life, but his theories on farming are the backbone of this company. Do it from scratch. Spare no expense. And never cut corners.
Oh.
Well, that's a corner cutting machine. We obviously cut them there. Point is, we've always done things
This
the
is
way
so
my
well
father
animated.
did. And his father before him, and his father before him, and his father before him.
Okay.
And we are almost bankrupt. So, time for a cheaper approach. Allow me to introduce the multiverse.
What?
Infinite Earth with an infinite number of apertures. And as of now, they are going to take over all test chamber construction. And more importantly, all paying for test chamber construction. Why are they agreeing to do that? They're not. We're tricking them. Here's how it works. 1, design a test. 2, slip the mole monsters or what have you the blueprint when they're not looking. 3, once they build it, steal it back. Look at that sad little octopus. That's where you come in. We need blueprints. We are about to run the greatest con game in the history of the multiverse, and you are the bottleneck. Yes, you. Get back to work.
Very, very fun. So he had this, he did have these like very grand ideas about his science stuff he could do. He genuinely probably believed that he'd like, I know for a fact the conversation probably went like him getting angry at a scientist for not being able to find the multiverse. You know what I mean? Find the multiverse and think there's gonna be like octopus men. And it sounds so Cave Johnson to be like, we go into the multiverse and we get the octopus men and we make them do it. You know, that's such a Cave Johnson thing. Like his dreams were vast and wild. And of course, again, that you have this person, you know, like the idea of like him having opinions on farming, even though, you know, his dad wasn't actually a farmer, just like he has opinions on science in the same way that he's not a scientist. So is this another one as well?
These next tests require cooperation.
Oh, these are the co-op bots.
That's where you come in. You don't know pride. You don't know fear. You don't know anything.
Interesting. Oh, look at them. What? What? Electronic rock style things here? Oh my god. Give them a TV show. Oh, so they're showing how you can manipulate them to do other. Oh, that's so sick.
Test chamber completed. Continue testing.
Yeah, I know people said they wanted me to do this, but like I have no friends who play this, unfortunately.
Continue testing.
But it's a great sell for the co-op playthrough, right? For sure. It's a cool idea. A cool way to sell it.
Continue testing.
Yeah, it's showcasing, I think, like a bunch of the levels here. Like you could probably, that's cool. Showing how you can save your pal as well.
The two of you have forged an excellent partnership. Now it's time for your real purpose.
Oh god.
Don't disappoint me,
Just going straight for, oh god.
or I'll make you wish you could die.
GLaDOS. Okay, that's cool. Kind of showing off the co-op aspect of the game in a really cool trailer. I think that is honestly like a something I wouldn't mind doing, but the thing is like again, and I know some people are like, oh, play with a mod or play with this or whatever, play with whatever, because I don't have friends who play this game. The thing is like, you'd have to be on my specific recording schedule. And it just wouldn't work out really with all the other stuff we're doing, but yeah. Boop. Okay, so GLaDOS wakes. What's this? I wonder if she wakes up during this. If so, crazy. If so, wild. What an amazing scene that was when she had to wake up at the start, right?
How have you been?
Oh. This music is... Oh my god, it's like, yeah, the facility's waking up. We're seeing it waking up, look. As GLaDOS wakes, the facility wakes up. So freaking cool. She brought the place alive again, you know? She really did. Oh, is this a trailer for Portal? So do you guys know GLaDOS was coming back already at that point then?
Behind us. For science. You
Very cool.
monster.
I always forget that that's how trailers sell things. Because recently there was like all the trailers for Resident Evil 9, like, you know, the big sell of the game is Leon's in the game. He's on the cover of the game. But for me, it's one of those things where like I wish like I never saw one of those trailers, but you can't escape. I couldn't escape because and the reason I couldn't escape with this thing, because I can escape other things, is just because everyone, like, I think, how do I say, like, everyone talks about RE9 because it is a high profile, like, big AAA release. So it's on like every channel, every news feed, everyone's talking about it, right? 100%. Whereas I can avoid Genshin and all this other stuff in older games because really like a lot of podcasts don't talk about Genshin. They don't talk about it. No matter how, like, it's kind of just like off the radar for them. So I'm able to avoid that stuff. But like sometimes with games, like for example, and also here's the thing as well. Clear Obscure was everywhere, but the reason I was able to avoid Clear Obscure was because I don't know what's happening if I scroll by a picture of Clear Obscure. I have no idea what's happening. If I were to scroll by a picture of Resident Evil and they're advertising like, you're going back to this place, I know what that place is because I'm a gigantic Resident Evil fan, so of course I'm going to see that and be like, oh, there it is, you know? So it was almost impossible to avoid that, really. Cool trailer,
Johnson
though.
here. Fact. The key to any
Leave him
successful
alone.
cooperative test is trust. And as our data clearly shows, humans cannot be trusted. The solution? Robots. Fire the guys who made those robots and build better robots. Then run
How
those
does it
robots
keep,
through
buddy?
a regimen of trust exercises, creating a foundation of mutual respect, reinforced by the simulated bonds of artificial friendship. Inspiring stuff. And finally,
They could have their own
we
Saturday
put
morning
that
cartoon.
trust to the test. Bam! Robots gave us 6 extra seconds of cooperation. Good job, robots. Cave
That's
Johnson,
great
we're
stuff.
done here.
Great stuff. Like, oh, it wasn't. It's a trailer for the game. That's awesome. Yeah, really good stuff. And then we have panels.
Cave Johnson here. This is a test chamber. 4 walls, ceiling, and a floor. Good enough for science. Not aperture science. Gentlemen, I give you panels. The planks of tomorrow.
The planks of tomorrow.
Fully configurable. Infinitely variable. Safe. Aperture brand panels will assist your test subjects every step of the way.
Oh no.
That is not a panel. That's a crusher. We sell them too.
These releases like trailers beforehand because it's really, really cool. By the way, the Portal box with the Extra 360 box, I recognize that box from a mile away because it's the box that my family member had. It was a cousin who had like Portal. I saw them a lot. They were like practically, you know, a sister at that point. But it was like one of those things where like legitimately, like at times they would leave their Xbox at my place because they would like be over for a week at a time. So I would be here all the time. So while I wouldn't play their Xbox when they weren't there, because that's real, I wouldn't want someone playing my consoles when I wasn't around. You know what I mean? So I would walk by the console and you'd see the Xbox 360 games, and you'd see like I remember seeing Fable 3 and Portal 3, and of course I already played Fable myself, but I looked at like obviously the you know, the copy of Portal, and I was like, oh, that's weird. You know what I mean? That's all I remember from it, and I think I said that at the start of the game too. That's all I remember as a family member having that as well. So
Cave Johnson here, introducing the consumer version of our most popular military-grade product.
Hi, hello.
The turret. How do we get so many bullets in them? Like this. Plus, we fire the whole bullet. That's 65% more bullet per bullet. This
like
is
it's
the
a
same
freaking washing
technology
powder.
we've been using on robots for decades. Scares the hell out of them. They come in hundreds of designer colors, including forest, desert, table, evening at the improv. What idiot picked these?
I love these games frustrated by them.
Ship them straight to your doorstep.
We saw those boxes.
So you can protect the things that matter most. Just try and get close to that baby. Your funeral. Cave Johnson, we're done here.
Like, he did such a fantastic job with the voice acting, honestly. Like, it's almost so impressive to hear him. Then we have... we did turrets, now we have boots, and Super 8 is the only other thing we have to do yet, so boots.
Hello, investors. Cave Johnson here. Now, I know you've sunk a lot of money into the dual portal device, but I'm here to tell you we're not banging rocks together over here. We know how to make a quantum space hole. Carolyn? See? Portal here, portal there. Look at this thing go. Now,
Oh my god, they're cutting off the camera.
reproducible human error problem. A lot of expensive equipment getting broken. But don't worry, Cave took care of it. Gentlemen, I give you the long fall boot.
That's what we
Think
were
of it
using
as
the
a
whole time, right?
base suit of armor for the portal device. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's expensive as hell. But check this out. We told this test subject to just go ahead and try to land on her head.
This is pretty great animation.
She can't do it. Good work, Boots. So anyway, we're between banks right now. Just make those checks out to cash. Cave Johnson, we're done here.
Great stuff as well. Like, these trailers are just like really bite-sized fun things, and I think it gets across the personality of Cave Johnson really well, while also, like, you know, making it seem like these are actual real products, right? Which is really cool because that's what they were. It makes the whole world feel more alive to me as well, because it shows that they actually were like selling things. And this is Super 8. I don't know what Super 8 is. Wait, what? What? Zoom to view. This is, I thought this was gonna be like a trailer. It's an interactive teaser? Like a playable trailer, like PT almost in a way, right? This is a really interesting location. Huh? Hold on a second, guys. I cannot see a thing. I know it's bad to upload the... I cannot see a thing. Should we be turning on, subtitles? There is subtitles on, okay. What is happening with this? It's a cool looking game so far, but the environment is so claustrophobic, right? What? What is happening? What? What am I playing? What? What is happening? Oh? Wait, how long is this? I mean, it's really cool to put this in another game. This reminds me when you got demo discs with other games, right? I remember I got the WE demo discs with games. Are we in like the wreckage of that train crash? Obviously, but like, what the hell just happened? Oh, they were like transferring meat. The atmosphere is fantastic, I'll tell you that much. It's really, really cool. So this is a game made by Valve as well, I guess? The environment's really, really, really cool. Like the crickets in the night. Contrasting the beautiful carnage here. I say beautiful, but it's actually terrifying, isn't it? But beautiful in a way of like design, like they did a really good job of it. What am I witnessing here? Where does one have to go? Over here? Whoa. What is happening? Huh? Is that a monster? Very cool. Okay, that's okay, guys. I have no idea what to. What? It crashed. It crashed. Wait, no, it's still in game. It's still in game. Oh, was it trying to send me to a Steam page? I think it was trying to send me to a Steam page, maybe to buy it. But I think the Steam Deck has a really slow thing when it comes to getting to Steam pages. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for all the secrets there. That Super 8 trailer was really cool, though. It looked like there's some sort of monster thing there. I don't know if people want me to see me play that at some point. I don't know, but it was part of this thing as well. Yeah, so like I get my thoughts on the game in total, like previously when we played this game. So like I'm not gonna go and do a big long ending. We're gonna end it actually like right now actually. But I will say that like seeing the secrets was actually something that like it's not something that like hugely breaks the game open for me. Seeing Caroline did, but it's cool to see, and that's the whole point of secrets. It's not something that's gonna like change my perception of the game entirely. It's just really cool to see. And honestly though, it also made the world feel like even more alive. Seeing the different areas that where people were drawing on the walls and drawing Chell on the walls. Hearing the teasing of the opera singing early on in the game, like it makes the whole world feel like it's actually just like real. And the reason I say it's real is because one of my favorite things about any game, right? When I'm trying to think, my favorite game of all time is Shadow of the Colossus, right? My second favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy X. I'm going to use these two games as an example. In Shadow of the Colossus, when you're moving around the world, there is other characters also doing stuff as well, right? There's stuff happening in the world. There's animals that are living their life. There's little tiny lizards that are going across the place doing stuff. Aggro is still living his life. And that's a big important thing to me. That's the big thing I'm talking about. When you are going around in this world, Aggro roams about the place when you're unconscious. If you're asleep or unconscious, Aggro still moves around the world. When you fall asleep, the world still exists. And that's what makes the world feel alive to me. The example I would give in this game is like when we're not in an area, just because I don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There was people hiding in the walls here, eating food. They were like drawing on the walls. There was there's turrets we haven't even seen that were singing earlier on before we even got to them. The world feels more real because of it. It feels more lived in and alive, right? 110%. There's experiments you haven't seen. You know, the world keeps turning, even if I know the world's technically over. But like another example in Final Fantasy X is like when you're going out the place, political stuff is happening all the time in the world. So even though you haven't seen the political stuff happening, it's happening even if you care, if you know about it or not. The world keeps turning even if you're not a part of it, and that's a huge aspect of why I think a game makes it feel alive. There's other things that make it feel alive, like immersion and, you know, good character dialogue, but I think it's a big thing to make sure that it feels like we're not just like dropped into a fake world, right? I also mentioned like one of my least favorite things to make a world feel not alive is, or make it feel dead, is when you introduce a character into the game called Billy Bob. And I use this example all the time in Genshin, but if a character called Billy Bob arrives and he goes, I can fix your car for free as well because we got to help each other. And you go, oh, great, Billy Bob, thanks so much. And he fixes your car. 5 hours down the line, you're still in the same town or whatever. And you go, man, we need to, this car is broken down. What do we do? And then the main characters go, you know what? Let's look up a YouTube tutorial on how to fix the car. And it's like, wait, what about Billy Bob? You know, and they don't give a reason why Billy Bob can't be going back to. They don't give an idea. It's just that Billy Bob is now just a part of that level, and he's never alive again. He's stuck in that level they were in before. It instantly takes me out of the game because I'm like, now the world doesn't feel alive. And you can have the most cartoony game in the world. Let's take Dragon Quest XI, has a very cartoony anime style, right? It still has the most immersive feelings in the world because, again, as I'm saying, when you leave a town, things are happening there, and you go back later and you find things have changed. The world has changed. Maybe some parts are corrupted, all this stuff. That's what happens in a game to me that makes it feel alive. And in this, it's like, just because we haven't seen it, just because I didn't see people doing stuff, people were trying to survive in here. People were getting shot at. When we're not doing stuff, Wheatley's going around doing stuff. When we're not doing stuff, GLaDOS was getting pecked at by the bird. There's like a feeling of a living world that's in this game. And I think the secrets really make it feel that way. I also love seeing Caroline there as well. It was a really cool reveal to see Caroline also. And also just see like how like demented this whole facility is. I hope it makes sense when I'm saying the world feels alive from it. It really is really cool to see this type of stuff. It really is. It's my favorite aspect about finding stuff like this because I like secrets that feel like they're part of the world, you know, definitely part of the world. And in terms of the commentary, I really enjoyed hearing the developers' thoughts and why they did things. I love that it actually like is proven to be true because there's so many times during this playthrough where like stuff they said that, oh, we hope players pick up on this. I was picking up on it. Again, not because I'm smart or anything, because we all picked up on that. I feel like that stuff where it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. And we all pick up on different things. For example, like one thing I didn't pick up on was like the environments were changing in terms of like the quality of the boards they were using and the materials they were using to build the offices. But then you look at it, you're like, yeah, it has changed. Another thing that I thought was really cool from the photos is like seeing like Cave Johnson go from optimistic to kind of like ruling over this place with Carolyn to then being depressed in his next photo. It shows the transition of like the time periods as well, which is so cool as well. But yeah, it was really cool listening to all the developer commentary, see their thoughts on why they did things and understanding why they did things, seeing what they changed and took out of it. I think that's one of the things that I guess with the playtesting is so important with video games. And you hear the way they said that because it changed their whole mindset on stuff. Because I even said it during the game, like I know for a fact that they had Wheatley talk for too long because they wanted to frustrate the player, and then when it frustrates them, it becomes funny because they mention it. But I think as well, like, you know, with playtesting, it's one of those things, and they mention it here, is like it can lead you onto paths that like you find out, oh, this could be annoying, this could be frustrating, and to me that's much better than like, you know, just believing in your crap and believing that you're the best in the world and believing you can do all this stuff, you know, believing you can, you know, and the modern day playtesting is indie games being released and then people get to play them and then give feedback, you know, 100%. But it legitimately is like a very, very open development, and they're very smart and you can trust them because they actually have like a very good head on their shoulders, it feels like almost, you know, as well, which is really, really cool.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
Yeah, I really, really loved hearing them and hearing what their perspective was. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. As I said, Portal 1 will be released tomorrow on Patreon and YouTube members, and it'll be released Friday on publicly for everybody. It's not Portal 1, sorry. Half-Life 1. I went with Half-Life 1. I know some people said Black Mesa, but I put an update video recently and everyone said Half-Life, so we're going to be playing Half-Life 1. I'm really excited to try out this game. And it's going to be the first episode of that we'll be releasing on Patreon tomorrow and YouTube members tomorrow at the lowest tier. And then It'll be released publicly on Friday. And guys, thank you so much for coming along with the series. So guys, just to end this playthrough, just quickly say, I actually had a really great time with this playthrough. I had a really fantastic time with this playthrough. I'm very thankful that I got to come along this journey with you guys. The majority of Portal fans just want people to play their game, and it's really great to have you along for this time. And I really enjoyed this incredible, perfect puzzle game that was, again, a dramatic comedy, a comic tragedy with puzzles in it and platforming and all this stuff. It was fantastic. And I really enjoyed reading comments of people being like, man, this has been being nostalgic for me. Oh, I'm looking forward to this every single day. There's people telling me that they didn't know what they were going to do once it was over. It was so like, it meant the world to me. It meant the world to me to have you. Thank you if you became a patron. Thank you if you became a member. Thank you for just watching silently. Thank you if you commented. Thank you if you liked. Thank you if you're just viewing stuff. Thank you if you did anything with the playthrough. It really does mean the world to me having people. Because again, when I started YouTube, all I wanted to do was finish one series and have like a few people to watch my videos. So to have so many and have so many amazing people, it means the world to me. So thank you so much for that. If you want to see the next series, which is going to be Half-Life, that's coming out tomorrow on Patreon at the lowest tier of €1 and $1.50, or I think it's $1.50, €1 and $1.50. And if you want to get your name in the credits, it's going by right now, that is €10 or whatever that is in your currency. And you get your name in every single video going forward, which you're obviously like when you're paying this subscription, but as long as you're paying the subscription, it's every single month you get your name in the credits of the video, and that's with the €15 tier or whatever that is in your currency. It's €10 for the text credits going by and whatever that is in your currency, and then €15 to have your name read out verbally, and that would be Typharo 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuled, Anusta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, and brand new patron at this highest tier. And thank you so much for joining. It means so much. It means the whole world. Thank you, Leah200. And also a patron who upgraded from the tier just below this up to the higher tier. Thank you so much, Malcolm Day, as well, for upgrading your tier. Thank you so much. Means the world to me. Thank you. And also at the highest tier of my YouTube, Roygamer7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.